in Wonderland, our touring car tyros should welcome the additional elbow room Sydney's Eastern Creek will afford them today. The Grand Prix layout is a favourite of defending champion Glenn Seaton, who already has a hat-trick of Shell Series and Triple Challenge wins to his credit here. On the 94 scorecard, Mark Scaife retains his comfortable break for the Winfield team over Seaton, with Peter Brock third. Larry Perkins jumps to fourth, one clear of Jim Richards, and John Bowe is sixth. The 7 Network welcomes you to the Creek and round 7 of the V8 warfare that is the Shell Australian Touring Car Championships.
Proudly brought to you by Shell. Go well, go Shell. Tui's, brewers since 1869. Dunlop, stick with Dunlop. And by Ford dealers, tax-free trucks.
Hello Australia, I'm Mike Raymond. Welcome to Sydney's Eastern Creek Raceway in round 7 of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship. A happy hunting ground for Ford has been Eastern Creek in the last 2 years. Glenn Seaton has won the Winfield Triple Challenge and also the last round of the Touring Car Championship. But Alan Moffat, will a Ford hold sway here today? The Commodores are looking good.
They are looking good, Mike, but I've been watching John Bowe over the last 24 hours, and I think he really wants to win this race. He had fast time in the warm-up this morning, and I think he might just be the praying mantis that those Holden boys should be worrying about.
Qualifying times yesterday, of course, showed that Peter Brock sprung a surprise on everyone in the Telecom MobileNet Commodore 132.74. But look who's alongside of him on the line. Wayne Gardner in the Coke Commodore 132.95. Then John Bowe. Mark Scaife, fourth fastest in qualifying yesterday, followed by Glenn Seaton, the defending champion, and Larry Perkins in the Castrol Commodore, rounding out the sixth. Peter Brock yesterday springing a surprise, as I said, and it brought a very interesting reaction from Mark Scaife.
Payday's tomorrow. You wait and see which Commodore's up there then. There's a couple of guys this time that have out-qualified us, but on a tyre they won't be able to race any good on.
I think I got some bad news for them. Unfortunately, fellas, the car's looking good.
An interesting reaction there from Mark Scaife, but a good reply from Brock.
Well, I think the fact is Scaife's had a mortgage on that front row for a long time, the first few races for sure, and the fact that Peter pops up in front of him, it gets his ire a bit.
No doubt about that. The draw for the Peter Jackson Dash is important on a Sunday morning. Peter Brock was looking for one. It didn't. It went to Gardner.
Wayne Gardner's drawn position number 1. The last 2 circuits we've been at, Wayne, have been quite tight. The open space here at Eastern Creek, is that going to suit the Coca-Cola Commodore?
Well, the way it's qualified, it's been running really well. We're very happy with the performance, and I thought I would have been dominated by the Fords, but you know, the car's running really strong, so hopefully this will be a win for us.
And you're starting to enjoy this Peter Jackson Dash?
I'm starting to enjoy motor racing again.
So there is the field now for the Peter Jackson Dash with Wayne Gardner on pole, Glenn Seaton alongside. Row 2, Scaife and Larry Perkins in the back row, Peter Brock, John Bowe off the start, and there's Scaife. Pulls one straight between them. Seaton has muffed the start. Gardner will win the start into the first corner, but he'll have to hug it in tight here because Mark Scaife will go around the outside of him, which he does and loses it.
Dicey
the
move.
Impetuous Mark got into all the dust. The crowd has just erupted here in the grandstand. That's the second off this morning. And the rest of them say bye-bye.
He's out of it now.
Well, he's out of the dash. That won't really affect his chances later today. But Wayne Gardner, there's Mark Scaife in the Winfield Commodore trying to get it back on track again. Now it's fired. Gardner comes down the hill, leading from Larry Perkins and John Bowe.
Keep in mind, too, these guys, let's have a look on the Tui's red replay. I don't know if there was any contact there, but it was pretty tight coming through that turn 1. Scaife round and around and around, about 3 or 4 360s off in the dust. And keep in mind, too, Scaife's on his race tyres, so they'll have all sorts of rubbish on them now. We've also lost another one, Peter Brock out of the action. Scaife gets the car back on the island. He's going to try and pick up the threads, but Brock out of the action completely, it seems.
Definitely limping there, and pole position last night didn't help him at all here today.
So 2 down, 4 left. Commodore, Falcon. We expected the Falcons to be quicker here. They certainly were earlier in the week, but yesterday in qualifying, the Holdens really found a lot of speed, particularly this man, Wayne Gardner, in the ever-improving Coca-Cola Commodore. He leads them onto the straight once again. Larry Perkins in second place. John Bowe in the brand new FIA Shell Falcon. And here we are in 4th place aboard Glenn Seaton's Peter Jackson Falcon, courtesy of Budget Race Camp. They flash across the start-finish line. 2 laps to go.
John Bowe in on the inside.
Yes, he's left the door open here just a little bit, and Bowe will be up there and snooker him very quickly, which he does. So John Bowe brand spanking new car, and set the pace here in practice on Friday and the early part of yesterday. But at the moment, he's going after Wayne Gardner, and Perkins says, to hell with you.
Yeah.
Down the inside, was just about to christen the rear quarter panel of the Falcon.
He's got Larry's hair up on Sunday morning. Not the way to go about it.
Well, there's a few important championship points on the board here. 3-2-1 first, second and third, plus passing points, and John Bow's already made quite an impression on that.
And it's Wayne Gardner and the Coca-Cola Commodore starting to stretch it. Perkins coming back here at the tail of John Bow, and Glenn Seaton starting to close it up as well as they make their way to the bottom turn, the left-hander. And just look at the top-end speed of Larry Perkins' Holden Commodore. He sits now right on the tail of John Bow and will try and make a run up on the inside. But Bow is very quick. The car sits beautifully in that turn. Up now to the looping left here that brings them back onto the finishing straight at Eastern Creek. One corner ahead of us as they go beneath the bridge and into the right-hander down the other side of Corporate Hill. There's the gap between our race leader Wayne Gardner and the Coke Commodore. Second spot still held by John Bow and the Shell FAI Falcon. Next is Perkins, and right on the tail of Perkins is the defending champion Glenn Seaton. They are tight indeed. Mark Scaife out there and motoring, but well and truly out of the picture as they exit the final turn, and it's checkered flag time, and guess who's going to pick it up? Our ex-Formula 500 champ, Wayne Gardner, and the Coke Commodore wins the Peter Jackson Dash over John Bow, Larry Perkins, and Glenn Seaton in car number 1. Here's the winner. Congratulations to Wayne Gardner, confirming them for you on the Shell race score. John Bow and the Shell FAI Falcon finished in second. Larry Perkins was third. Glenn Seaton fourth, and rounding out the 5, a rather disappointed Mark Scaife.
Yeah, Mark Scaife was certainly very unlucky, but the lucky boy is Wayne Gardner. Congratulations.
Thank you, yeah, and I was pretty happy with that. Mark and I had a coming together in the first corner, and he left me no room. I couldn't go on the grass, and he turned in on himself and he spun out, so I suppose a bit of luck to my side, and I just kept going, tried to keep it clean, and I noticed that I pulled away, so and had a slow down lap at the end, so I was pretty happy.
I have no doubt Wayne Gardner is now enjoying his motor racing.
Well, I think it's a credit to the team. They've worked hard. They started behind the 8-ball, brand new cars at the beginning of the year. You don't go from wherever you start in this business to the front in a hurry, and they've done that, and credit to them.
Wayne Gardner is already a winner here today at Eastern Creek, but can he provide the same result in heat number 1? Don't go away. We'll be back with more championship action. A busy scene at Eastern Creek Raceway with all the fans down on the track meeting the drivers, and down there amongst them, it's hello to Dougie Mulray.
Thanks, Mike. That's lovely. Am I a serious interviewer? I'm a critical interviewer. I want you to know that.
I know, waiting for really heavy-duty questions here.
Mate, all yesterday you ignored your proctologist's best advice and sat on pole.
I know.
What happened this morning?
Well, I went pretty good in the warm-up, and I simply broke a gear shift lever. Really, it seems a bit of an epidemic of them at the moment. Wayne Gardner broke one in the warm-up lap. I waited until the first corner on the dash.
It's repaired?
It's repaired. It's looking good. Yeah, we'll be right.
Yeah, can you take the pole to first place in the first heat?
Well, I see no reason why not. It's a matter of a clean start, nice bit of road and everything else. And a bit of road is so important in racing these days. Just getting there, getting it accurate, getting it neat, getting the power on, not burning up the tyres, that sort of thing.
Thank you, Peter. Vote for Eastern Creek.
Thank you, Dougie Mulray. Here's the lineup for race 1. Peter Brock on pole in the Telecom Mobile Net Commodore 132.74, and sharing the front row, the new track record holder, Wayne Gardner in the Coke Commodore. John Bow, the Shell FAI Falcon, starts out at 3. Mark Scaife, the Winfield Commodore, from 4, and Glenn Seaton, the Peter Jackson Falcon, from position 5. From 6, it's 11, Larry Perkins, the Castrol Commodore. From 7, 015, Thomas Mazzera, the second of the Telecom Mobile Net cars. 8-17, Dickie Johnson, the Shell FAI Falcon. 9 is 7, Neil Crompton, the Coke Commodore. And from 10, car number 6, Jimmy Richards, the Winfield Commodore.
From position 11, car 30, Alan Jones and the Peter Jackson Falcon. From 12, Paul Morris and the Diet Coke Holden. From 13, car 25, Tony Longhurst, the Benson Hedges Commodore VP. From 14, 24, Greg Crick. And from 15, Bobby Pearson. Position 16, car 27, Terry Finnegan. From 17, 3, Steve Reed, the Lansvale car. From 18, 39, Chris Smurden. From position 19, car 26, Don Watson. And from 20, car 12, Bob Jones.
Position number 21 is Ian Palmer in the Holden Commodore. 22, 16, Graham Blythman. From 23, 41, Gary Wilmington, yet another of the Falcon EVs. John Trimble in 47 starts from 24, and from 25 is car number 36, Neil Shembry. 26 is 42, Glenn Mason in the Commodore. And rounding out a great 27 car field is Mike Conway. And the field is now set. Race number 1, round number 7 of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship. A perfect start from Pete, let's hope so. They're ready to blast at Eastern Creek before a huge crowd here today. Brock and Gardner on the front row, and off they go. Here goes Skate between the pair of them again. Gardner loses the start, but Brocky wins it down on the inside, and Seaton up on the outside of Bauer as they head into turn number 1. And Peter Perfect gets there with Mark Scaife right behind him in the Winfield Commodore, and they sweep through this very fast left-hander coming up to almost a stop-start turn. The next left-hander caught on the outside is Jimmy Richards, and now on the inside of him was Neil Crompton making a good inside run. Longhurst is away smartly, and we have the field set.
A fabulous start by Brock, a truly great start, and Scaife equally a good start considering he had to come up from the second row, but not able to capitalize on the position that Brock's got on him on that opening start.
Look at Neil Crompton starting to come through the field in the number 7 Coca-Cola Commodore. Neil very quick in the warm-up this morning, about 3 or 4 tenths off pole position, so expect him to make a good charge as they come through on these opening laps.
John Bauer makes it up to 4th spot, sits in behind Wayne Gardner, lost the start after winning the start in the dash this morning and setting a new track record during that 3-lapper, has broken Glenn Seaton's record. Seaton has been a pretty tough boy to beat round here in the past.
Well, Brock will be loving this.
Look at this. Oh, look at John Bauer. He gets inside. Well, he's gone right around.
Oh, John, wait. The new car, fortunately, hasn't stuck the tail into the wall and make Dick Johnson do some thinking.
Very deeply under brakes. Tried to sneak down the inside of Wayne Gardner. Gardner held his ground and Bauer around, and once again he's failed to put a race result together. Very disappointing for Bauer on the brand new Shell 18 Falcon.
Well, aggressive driving is one thing, Mark, but you still have to be able to pick your point and know what you're doing with your vehicle, and I think John will be rehearsing that move again in his...
Look at the Peter Brock fans up and shouting. Let's look at the Tui's red replay of that incident. Bauer down the inside. He bumps Gardner, then around again. Just too much speed on.
He was virtually straight ahead. He just didn't have his car in control, and he's paid the penalty. But Brock will be loving this. Fresh air in front of him, nothing but fresh air. He'll be leading a top field. 27 cars here today at Eastern Creek. Fabulous turnout, great day, and the crowd just loving it.
And Glenn Seaton starting to look a little on the menacing side as he moves up on the tail of Wayne Gardner's Coke Commodore. Back behind them is the number 17 car. But as they go to the left,